This sports broadcast made possible by contributions from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofalgonquin.com. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland. Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service, find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Tom the Plumber, service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.
Quickly with the shot, rolls around, does not fall. Recovered by Larkin. Instead, it's Prairie Ridge. And here come the Wolves. Prairie Ridge behind the arc. Tomaszewicz with it. Good man defense by Larkin early. .32 with it. Driving in with his right. Layup deflected off the hands of Larkin. Hits off the hand of Adrian York. And it'll stay Prairie Ridge ball. Prairie Ridge and the inbounds pass. Thought about taking a deep three as Fisk has it now. It's over to Fury. Tomaszewicz passes back out behind the arc. Picks up his dribble. Puts the long range three. No good. Again, off the hand of Adrian York. And they'll stay Prairie Ridge ball.
There's John Fury on the three-point shot. Looked a little deep. I don't know if they've had a couple looks where they've gone for plays like that. One of them was...
Pull-up jumper hits.
One of them was not taken by Tomaszewicz earlier.
James Muse with that one. As here come the Royals. Pull up three. Bounces around, does not fall. Good rebound by Larkin. They dribble outside. That's Darnell Wilder. Dribbling with his left hand. Finds man over behind the arc. Second shot. That one does not fall. Recovered by Prairie Ridge, and here come the Wolves. Pass down in the corner. Thought about the three-point shot. Decides not to. He takes it instead. A high arcing shot off the backboard. Recovered by Prairie Ridge, and the putback is good.
Hughes got it on the putback. Fury's got to stop taking those long threes. It's clear he can't hit them. He's already tried it twice. He's got to stop taking those shots. It's going to end up hurting in the long run.
Adrian York passes to Wilder. Wilder picks up his dribble, takes a pull-up jumper, and that one will fall for two. Larkin's first 2 points of the game. Fury. It's over to Muse for three. Bounces off the back of the rim. Easy rebound by number 10, Andre Jacob Blakely. Did not play yesterday. Short to Ivy. Ivy with the floater. Bounces round, does not fall. Recovered by Prairie Ridge. Fury pass down low. Nobody home. Turnover.
You've seen it a little bit in these last couple defensive possessions. When I talked to the Hoffman Estates Hawks coach yesterday, he really praised the Wolves' ability to switch on defense, just switching where they're at, responding to screens that the offense gives them, and you're seeing that on display early on in this one.
Pull-up jumper. That one will fall. Blakely's first 2 points of the game. Tomasewicz over to Muse. Back to Tomasewicz again. Driving in with his left, pass down in the corner for three. No good. K-Spear with the rebound.
It's Kate Collins on that shot from Prairie Ridge. Another one of the drivers of the offense. Him, Muse, and Tomasewicz are kind of the big three to watch for Prairie Ridge in this one.
Blakely with it. For the Wilder. Sowers in for Larkin as well. Blakely with it, dribbles in with his left, goes in for the layup, and he gets clubbed as he'll go to the line for two.
Muse just got his hand up in there.
Teams tied at 4 apiece. A good defensive showing so far in the first half of this first quarter. Blakely hits the first of his 2 free throws. As number 12 checks in for Larkin, we do not have his name on the roster. And the second one does fall. Fury taking it up for Prairie Ridge. To Muse. Muse, pull up three. No good.
Nice little sidestep there by Muse to create separation. It ultimately didn't lead to a basket, but nice little offensive play there.
Wilder driving in. Passes it over to Blakely. Blakely setting up the offense. Passes it back to Wilder. To Sowers. Trying to penetrate this Prairie Ridge defense. Blakely with it. Almost loses his dribble, picks it up. Passes it over to number 12. It's Wilder with it. Over to Sowers. Sowers to 12. Far range three. No good. It's on in the corner. Fist for three. That's no good. Back-to-back missed 3-point opportunities for both teams. It's Blakely, passes it over to Wilder. Back to Blakely for three. No good.
Larkin's really trying to catch Prairie Ridge off guard on defense. They're really setting a lot of those screens. They're trying to test that switching defense that they've been using, and it's been working pretty well for Prairie Ridge so far.
This with it. Fade three, rolls around, does not fall. Good offensive rebound by Prairie Ridge. The putback, that does not fall. As it looks like Sowers stepped on the baseline. Ball going right back to Prairie Ridge.
Nice break there for the Wolves. Kate Collins with a nice offensive rebound, just kind of in the right place in the right time. And we talk about it so much, we sound like a broken record, but those offensive rebounds can be huge. You don't want to leave points on the board like that in games like this, especially when both teams are very defensive, going to be a low-scoring affair. Opportunities to score are going to be slim, so when you get one, you want to take advantage of it.
Prairie Ridge on the inbounds play. It's Ben Gavelins is checked in. Fury with it, passes over into the corner. Hughes with it now, takes the pull-up jumper. That one falls.
Hughes' movements are so smooth when he's setting up to shot or taking a step back or just it's sidestepping. His movements are so smooth. He's really amazing to watch.
Pass errant, and here comes the fast break. Prairie Ridge going up. underhanded right hand layup will fall in for 2.
Fury made that one look easy. They had a 3-on-0 there. Any one of those 3 could have taken it.
Blakely, pull-up jumper. Front of the rim, no good. Falls right into the hands of Larkin. Ivy going in, he gets rejected. And here comes Prairie Ridge. Spin, picks up his dribble, and a jump ball is called. It'll stay Prairie Ridge ball. Prairie Ridge gets the inbounds pass. Kate Collins checked in. Same with Ben Gablins. Hughes with it. Triple team, throws it up, a prayer, no good. Falls right into the hands of Wilder. And here come the Royals. Driving in with the right hand, deflected off of a shoe. No, huh? Looks like it's going to go off the foot of Wilder, and another turnover.
Earlier on that play, I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot by James Muse. It looked like he may have been trying to get the ball across the court to Thomas Suetz, but ultimately just was flocked by Royals, had nowhere to go with it.
Fernando Rodriguez comes in for Prairie Ridge. Hughes with the ball now. Pass it over to Fury. Fury tries to drive in. One too many steps, travel violation. Sloppy play so far by both of these schools in the first quarter. Low scoring. Prairie Ridge with a 2-point lead, 8-6. A little over a minute remaining in the first quarter.
Expect to see more of that. Points are going to be hard to come by in this one.
Ivy with it. Passes it over to 12. To Hibbett. It's Murray Reed, he's checked in. Hibbett driving in with his left. Trying to find someone open, less than a minute. Driving in his 12, goes up for the left-handed layup. That one does not fall. Deflected in the hands of Rodriguez. Prairie Ridge having the ball, trying to slow down to set up an offense. Gablins pass down low to Rodriguez. Rodriguez puts back in, off the glass, will fall in for 2.
Nice little play there by Prairie Ridge. A lot of their points are going to come from the paint. They love playing tough and underneath.
Ivy with the ball. 20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Prairie Ridge with a 4-point lead. That one rolls around. And they'll count it. As that is Adrian York going for the 3-point play. Blakely comes back in along with Case Spear. Wilder also back in. As a 3-point play does not happen, they get 2 out of it. 15 seconds here. Prairie Ridge looking to, assuming, hold the shot for the last shot of the first quarter. Hughes driving in, passes down low. Good pass off the glass, will go in for 2. We're through the first quarter. Prairie Ridge with a 4-point lead, leading 12-8. Don't forget that first quarter was sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rose and Express online buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. So Logan, we're through one. What type of changes does Larkin need to make to narrow down this 4-point lead?
Yeah, I think they need to kind of find a different strategy on offense. We're seeing them kind of set those screens and try and catch Prairie Ridge off, and it's not really working that well. Prairie Ridge is great at switching. Like I said, that's what the Huffman State Hawks coach told me yesterday. They just need to find something else to do. Maybe start attempting those 3 balls, maybe drive it underneath, but their current strategy isn't working.
And we have a replay of that layup. Let's take a look, Logan.
It's a nice pass there by Muse, goes up, gets it to Fist, and Great play overall by the Wolves.
So far, been a pretty fun game, pretty fun day.
A very fun game. It's a low scoring one. These two are two very defensive teams, and we've really seen that in the early goings of this one. And I think we're going to expect to see more of that moving forward.
As we're getting ready for our second quarter to start, that was our expert analyst up here in the booth, or table as you want to call it.
Far from an expert, far from it.
You call about basketball, what, you're fourth time doing this now?
5th year doing this, I think, 4th or 5th.
2020 didn't count. As we get started here in the second quarter. Wilder getting the pass over to 12, driving in with his left hand. Back to Wilder. Wilder driving in with the right, picks up his dribble, passes to 12. Over to Ivy. Ivy to Wilder, thought about the three, decides not to. Hands over to Blakely. Pull up jumper, fade. Rolls off the back of the rim, does not go in. Goes right in the hands of James Muse, excuse me. Good pass to the corner for Fist. The shot for three, hits off the front of the rim, does not fall. Muse with the layup, puts up, it's good.
Muse is really an all-purpose player for Prairie Ridge. If he needs to score from 3, he can do it. If you want him to score in the paint, he can do it. Mid-range, he can do it. He can do it all.
He can do it all. 12 with it, Wilder. Passes over to Ivy. Ivy pull-up jumper, does not fall. As a push is called. And Hugh Spear, we got a replay. Let's take a look.
Like I said, James Muse just a good all-purpose player. Really corralled that ball kind of at an awkward angle and was able to put it up for 2.
Number 30 is first.
Talk about a guy who was on a player to watch by. What publication was it? It's on your sheet
the
over
Herald.
there. On the Herald, yeah. It was a player to watch in this tournament.
Lived up to that billing so far.
Oh, he sure has. Fist with it. It's over to Gablins. Fist again. Collins. Trying to find a man. Driving in. Off the top of the glass, not fall. Good rebound by Rodriguez. That does not fall. Ball bouncing around like crazy. Goes right back into the hands of Collins. Muse for 3. No good. Putback also no good. The second putback, good.
I'll tell you what, in this one, points aren't given, they're earned, and Prairie Ridge fought for those 2 points.
And how much more you can say after, how many second chances was that?
I didn't even keep count, but a bunch of offensive rebounds by the Wolves on that sequence.
Yeah, it just seems like at this point, Prairie Ridge is just dominating down low.
Yeah, they really are, and that's where they love to get their offenses in the paint, and they've been doing it well so far. They're playing their game, and they're playing it just better than Larkin is, quite simply.
Now, as this timeout happens, Logan, Larkin, what do you do?
I said at the end of the first, I think you need to change some of your strategy on offense. Try to find a way to, make some mismatches, maybe use size to your advantage. They have some pretty big players on Larkin, so just try and find a way to really catch this Prairie Ridge Wolves team off guard. You haven't done that yet. You've really figured out what they're going to do. You've gotten a feel for them. Now it's time to kind of exploit some holes that they have.
Here you have it from our expert in the booth, Logan France, to my right.
Keep calling me an expert. I really don't think I live up to it. But
fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Words to live by. We're talking life lessons up here at the Hinkle Holiday Classic. Happy holidays, everyone. It's always a fun time traveling up here from where I'm from. I live in Bartlett for the time being until I head back down to Missouri to continue my graduate education. But always a fun time calling these games and watching some good old-fashioned high school basketball. As we pick up the action, Prairie Ridge up 8 early here in the second quarter. Blakely loses it, recovers after a crazy little change of possession, a rapid little change. Tibbet now. For 3, Ivy no good. Recovered by Muse. Rodriguez, 3, no good. That's Blakely bringing it up for the Royals. As it looks like a penalty is called. A slap. It's kind of the motion the ref made. Casimir coming in. Larkin, as you know, they won the tournament last year. And were dethroned yesterday. Over to Hibbett. To York. York with the shot. That falls for two. That's his fourth point of the game.
You mentioned Larkin being dethroned, as you put it yesterday, and it's really been a new twist they've added to this tournament. Single elimination. Every game matters a lot more than it used to. They used to start with a round robin and then tournament play. Now every game matters a whole lot more. It's single elimination, 16 teams. This is in the consolation bracket right now between these two. Both of these teams lost yesterday, so
yeah, I
different
remember,
format.
I remember back in my day, they used to have pool play. And as Rodriguez has it. Tomasowicz dribbling in with his left. Tries to pass in the corner, is intercepted by Larkin. Crazy pass down low, a little too hot to handle. Off the fingers of Adrian York. Turns the ball right back over to Prairie Ridge.
Yeah, just a little too high on the pass there. It looked like his arm was moving before his brain was thinking. He just kind of got a little bit too much on it.
Tomasowicz with it. Cade Collins. Dribbling in. Had to pick up his dribble. High pass over to Muse. Muse with the fadeaway. That falls.
Said it once, I'll say it again. This man can score from anywhere on the court. Absolutely anywhere.
He's definitely an amusing player to watch, isn't he?
I need to call you on that one. I didn't make a comment on the dethrone, but that one's a stretch.
Oh man. Hey, you get one more day of both of us tomorrow. on Consolation Championships. As a travel violation is called.
It's not nearly as bad as the pun I had with James Muse. He had a big three, and I yelled music to my ears last year, if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we both had stretches like that.
We both have had our fair share of puns over the years, and great calls. And I remember in my first tournament yelling stuffed like a turkey on Thanksgiving and hearing the control booth when they used to have it instead of the truck laughing at me on that one. That putback falls in for Rodriguez.
Gablin's on the tip in there.
York with the ball now for the Royals. A little over 3.5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter, in the first half. Dribbling with his right, throws up a shot. Are they going to count it? And they do. As that'll send Tamari Reed to the line.
Number 4, his second team.
And a chance at a three-point play.
Larkin, despite having some trouble offensively, really doing a good job at least keeping pace with the Wolves. They haven't really fallen too far behind. An 8-point lead is far from insurmountable. Just got to keep fighting for those points to get back into this one.
Does not complete the three-point play as a push is going to be called. That's a foul on number 12 as Armani Ivy comes back in for the Royals. Right pass out to the corner for three. No good. Recovered by Larkin. And here comes Adrian York.
One of the more off-target shots we've seen today. Not sure exactly where that one was headed.
Blakely with the ball. Immediately double teamed. Trying to figure out what to do. Passes over to Reed. Back to 12. Over to Reed again. Reed on the baseline. Pass to Ivy goes deflected off of the hands of Muse. As it'll stay Royals ball with 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
More strong defense here by the Wolves, really stifling the Larkin attack like they've been doing for most of the day so far.
Blakely with the shot. That falls. That's his 6th point of the game. Narrows it down to a 6-point lead for the Wolves. pass to Fury. Over to Gablins. Gablins almost loses it. Passes it over to Muse. Muse driving in. Passes it back out the Gablins to Fury again. Cade Collins with the ball now. Fury for three. No good. Recovered by the Wolves. As that ball is stolen by Larkin. And here come the Royals. Blakely with it. Driving in with his left. Tries to go in for a layup as he gets hit. I believe no foul will be called.
Royal substitution, Wilder. Full substitution.
As we have a look at that 15-foot shot. Fade.
Right back from the free throw line. Just great form, great shot there by Larkin.
As a offensive foul is going to be called. Prairie Ridge with it, Gablins. Picks up for three, that's good!
I think Reed really thought Gablins was going to try and drive in on that one. He just said, all right, I'll take it from three. Took
Well,
exactly
they
what
haven't
Reed
made a
gave
lot
him.
of their threes, so I can see letting him shoot that one.
It's the first one of the game for Prairie Ridge, first three-point play.
Wilder back to 12. Over to Blakely. He's put together a good game so far as he tries to drive in. Underhand layup, a little bit too much there. Thomas Woods with it. Little floater, that one will fall for two. Ivy with the ball. Over to Wilder. To Reed. Reed driving in with his right. Fadeaway shot. It's going to fall, and they're going to count that one.
Beautiful shot there by Reed. As he was going down, managed to keep form, get the shot there, and he'll go to the line for the emerald play.
And we have the replay of that shot. Let's take a look.
Basket for Reed at the line for 3
It's like I said, great form as he's going down, manages to still get the ball up to the net, get a couple points.
That completes the three-point play. With that 5 points for Tamari Reed. Minute 10 seconds, minute and change remaining here in the second quarter. 8-point lead for the Wolves as Fist has it. Back to Muse. Over to Fury. Back to Muse. Collins has it. Over to Gablins. Gablins pull-up jumper. That does not fall. Recovered by Larkin. And here comes Blakely. Less than a minute remaining here in the second quarter. 8-point ball game as K-Spear picks up the pass. Passes over to York. York driving in with his right. Underhand layup. Will roll in for two.
Liking what I'm seeing from Larkin to end the half so far. They're really generating on offense in a way they haven't been throughout most of this game.
Pull-up jumper off the backboard. The bank is open. 20 seconds to see what Larkin does. Will they hold it for the last possession and try to do some kind of offensive play? And it looks like that's what they're going to do. 10 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Let's see what Larkin has in store. Wilder with the ball, trying to find a man. There's 3 seconds and have to throw up a shot for three at the buzzer. No good.
Beautiful sidestep to open up the lane for the shot. He just couldn't quite get it on the mark.
Royals 19.
As we have a
from them in the half.
a little English on that one. All right, we've been through the first half. Prairie Ridge is up 27-19 here in the consolation bracket. We'll have more action coming up after the half.
Hi, welcome to the Bear Family McDonald's. Thank you.
Trained, reliable, trustworthy, someone who has been serving the Elgin community and is a Factory Bryant certified company. Look no further. Custom Heating and Cooling have been serving the Elgin area for over 20 years, and it would be our pleasure to serve you.
One thing that I think makes us special is that we go the extra mile for each and every one of our customers. From the time the phone rings, booking of the appointment, to our technician showing up, to the job being completed, we do whatever it takes to make sure that our customers are 100% satisfied.
Custom Heating and Cooling focuses on you and your needs, and we won't rest until you're satisfied. From maintenance to installations, Custom has you covered. Call 847-622-7483 to schedule your service today. Custom Heating and Cooling, trained, reliable, trustworthy.
happy holidays and welcome back to Hinkle Holiday Classic. It's halftime, end of halftime between the Larkin Royals and the Prairie Ridge Wolves. I'm Patrick Carey, and alongside me is my good friend and partner in crime, Logan Franz, proud veterans of the Hinkle Holiday Classic. And don't forget that this game is brought to you by our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. And Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen. Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. I should be a PA announcer, shouldn't I? So
you really got the energy down.
We get started on some second half action between these two teams. Logan, you looked at the board. What did you see? What's happening tomorrow?
What's happening tomorrow? I was looking at the 7th place and 5th place. So we have later in the night we'll have the championship games, but tomorrow for us calling will be the same 4 teams. The winner of this one will go on to play Bartlett tomorrow for 5th place, and the loser will go on to play Cary Grove for 7th place.
There you go, and that falls in for James Muse to start the second half. So definitely playing for some hardware tomorrow.
Yep, we have the final 4 in the semis tonight. That will give us our championship matchup.
Blakely with it. Larkin down 10. Pull-up jumper. Off the back of the rim, does not fall. Deflected off of a hand of a Wolf. And it'll stay Larkin ball. It's always a fun time out here. It's the gift that keeps on giving, Hinkle Holiday Classic. Single elimination, as Logan mentioned, in the last half. Blakely pull-up jumper, no good. Deflected off of the hands of, it looked like it was Ivy, but it's going to be off the hands of Muse, and it'll stay Royals ball. Good spin move off the top of the glass, and that'll fall. Good play there by Armani Ivy.
Just kept working, and eventually got some points out of it. Working to draw their way back into this one.
Fisk with it. Over to Collins. Nobody home. Layup is good.
Great play there by Collins. Exploited a hole in the Larkin defense and just powered through. And so comes the response.
Blakely with it. Over to Wilder. In the corner is Ivy for 3. It's good!
Had a hand in his face on that one too. I believe that was James Muse in defense and just didn't even phase Armani Ivy on the 3-point play.
This with it to Fury. Sip his dribble and a timeout called by head coach Ryan Smith of Prairie Ridge.
Smart timeout here. I think he was looking to kind of stop this momentum that Larkin's on. Their defense wasn't really giving them anything, and then the offense, Larkin just has a huge split to start this half.
And don't forget that this timeout is sponsored by Custom Heating and Cooling. For all of your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant. Whatever it takes. 7 points separate these two squads, as the winner will take on Bartlett in the 5th place game, which I believe is going to be the 4:30 game tomorrow.
Yes, the 4:30 3rd place game at 6 o'clock, and the 1st place game.
Granddaddy of them all, the championship. It's quickly out of the gate comes Prairie Ridge. Pass down low, nobody there. Good inbounds pass from the fan. As Blakely takes it up for the Royals. Dribbling in with his right. Fade away. Too short. Rebounded by Muse. Handed right back to number 5. Whose name we do not excuse me, number 2. What am I talking about? Drake Thomasowitz with it, gives it over to Fist. Driving in with his right, goes up for the layup, rolls off the glass, and falls in for 2. Wilder, pull-up jumper, rings around, does not fall. Recovered by Larkin as that goes between the legs of Wilder. He somehow picks it up, falls back to Ivy, off of the hands of, was that Fury? Fury or Thomasowitz tipped that ball. Is a very crazy couple seconds there.
Very sloppy passing there by Larkin. I'm not sure if it was awareness to not see that the ball was there or just the passes were off the target, but it was not pleasant to watch for Larkin there.
Pass over to York. Back to Ivy. Ivy's got 5 points in the half. Good pass over to Blakely. Blakely for 3. Bang!
And Larkin makes up for it there with that beautiful three-point play by Andre Jacob Blakely.
I talked about him a lot yesterday, and he didn't play in the game. And it's another errant pass by Prairie Ridge. I don't know what's going on their end on offense. Is that 3 passes that have gone out of bounds on?
I think so. They've looked sloppy, and I think that's why the coach called the timeout, to kind of let them regroup and kind of get them back into rhythm, but it just hasn't worked. Larkin slowly drawing their way back into this one.
6-point game now. Wilder with it. Pass over to Blakely. Thought about the 3. Goes back. One-on-one with Collins. Pass over to Wilder. Wilder thought of the 3. 1 too many steps. Turns the ball right back over to Prairie Ridge. As we have a replay of that 3, let's take a look.
Just look, they wanted to get him involved in the second half, and that's exactly how you do it. Wide open for 3. Just a great play by the Royals.
Muse to Collins, back to Muse. Gabe wins with it. Dribbles with his left, back to Golden Eagle. Where Tomowitz drives in as a block is going to be called. I believe that was on Blakely.
Number 10 has first. Teams.
See what kind of a play Prairie Ridge has on the inbounds. Floats it over to Collins. Collins dribbles in with his right. Has a offensive foul, a little bit of an arm check by Prairie Ridge, and will turn the ball right back over to Larkin.
Yet another miscue for the Wolves. They've just come out sloppy in the second half, and they're letting Larkin get back into this one, which is not what you want to see from the Wolves in the second half.
Larkin, a high-scoring offense, scored 79 points against Elk Grove in their first game of the tournament. Quickly, pass over to Reed. As that is up with the layup, and that's Adrian York for 2. Now a 4-point game.
Now would be a great time for Prairie Ridge to respond with a big play of their own as Larkin just draws closer and closer.
Fury driving in as a block is called, and it'll count the basket. There's your answer.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need. Just 2-point play turned 3-point play.
Well, chance at a 3-point play.
Chance at a 3-point play.
It's good offensive rebounds, puts up by Hughes. That does not fall, except right in the hands of Wilder. Deflected off of Collins, and we have a replay. Let's take a look.
More of that momentum shift for Larkin. Just found it underneath, found the hole in the Prairie Ridge defense, something they didn't really do that well in the first half. They've been exploiting him in the second half. Great adjustment by Larkin.
That's a custom heating and cooling replay powered by Bryant. Whatever it takes, customheating.com. Here comes Blakely, leading the Royals. 9 points in the game so far. Pull up jumper for 3, no good. Bounce around a bit, right back in the hands of Prairie Ridge. You see Larkin doing some press, and that'll deflect out of bounds. You see more press going on as a fast pass over down to Rodriguez. He's dribbling, picks up his dribble, guarded by Ivy. Trying to find something. Back to Rodriguez for three. It's good!
And that might be the momentum shift that Prairie Ridge is looking for. A big-time three-point play. Larkin's going to need to respond if they want to keep their momentum.
Blakely with the ball. Double team, trying to guard in his own as a foul is called.
Prairie Ridge coach being very demonstrative, instructing his players how to catch. Ryan Smith.
Very important as Ivy goes in, loses his dribble, and here comes Muse. Muse gets hit by Wilder, and that will be another foul. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. As we have a replay of that three-point play. Let's take a look.
Like I said, the momentum shift they're looking for, they were just able to find Rodriguez open. It always happens when a player on defense kind of crashes in a little bit. If you can find that opening, there's a small opening to shoot that three-point play, and Rodriguez took advantage of that one.
That's a custom heating and cooling play, powered by Bryant. Muse passes to Collins. Back to Muse. Muse driving in with his right, double team. Collins with the ball, passes over in the corner for three. That's good. Back-to-back threes for the Prairie Ridge.
Again, more of that defense crashing in, Prairie Ridge taking advantage. That little window to shoot the three-point play.
For three. That one does not fall, as Prairie Ridge is now on a 9-point run. For three, that one does not fall. Recovered by Prairie Ridge. Pass over to Muse. Muse dribbles with his right. Passes over to Collins. Collins faked the pass, driving in with his left. Passes to Fury. Fury for three. That's no good. Rebounded by Ivy. Taken by Prairie Ridge. Pass off to Fury, off the leg, goes into Collins' hands, and they'll slow it down. Minute 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Prairie Ridge with a 12-point lead.
We preach those offensive rebounds. That's something that Prairie Ridge has done really well with on this possession.
As Brian Smith will call a timeout there, as I believe that was Fernando Rodriguez, was caught in the corner. Good defense by Larkin there. Really would have liked if they would have gotten that rebound, but, well.
Like I said,
play with the cards you've been dealt.
Indeed, we saw a lot of nice offensive rebounds by the Wolves, and that's something we talk about a lot, is how important those are. You don't want to leave those points on the board, and those offensive rebounds are a great way to get those.
Yeah, we've certainly seen it a lot in this game, especially with that last possession by Prairie Ridge. That was a lot of determination and good defense while being on offense, which is really interesting. It's fun to see teams do that.
Yeah, both offenses have kind of come to life in the second half. We talked a lot in the first half about how it's kind of low scoring, and it still kind of is, but I think we've seen a lot more offense in the second half and kind of these teams coming to life and figuring out ways to kind of exploit holes in the defense.
So we have less than a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Prairie Ridge with a 12-point lead, and we can see that lead shrink or grow depending on what happens in the remainder of this quarter and the fourth. Gablins with it. Driving in with his left, runs into three. Larkin Royals sets up Muse for three. That falls!
It's the reason he's the player to watch. He's a danger from anywhere on the court, from three, from underneath in the paint. Wherever you need him, he's there.
Sowers passes over to York. Number 12 with it. Pull-up jumper. That'll fall. It's his first 2 points of the game. That is Jones, number 12. Dribbling in is Collins. Passes over to Muse. Muse, 15 points in the game so far. Passes over to Collins. 5 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Let's see what type of shot they throw up at the end. Pass. Three. No good. It was close, but now it's a 13-point lead. Prairie Ridge leads 44-31. forget that this game is sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family, and graduation photos, sports, team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. I bet he's been going to be very busy once graduation photo season comes rolling around.
Sure, maybe had some in December too. You always got to remember those December graduates.
Right. Can't forget about those December grads. There's a lot of those. A couple friends of mine in college were December grads. A good friend of mine in high school, he was a December grad. As we head into this fourth quarter, what does Larkin have to do?
I think it's just more of the same, to be honest. Now, you've looked at the momentum they generated early in the quarter, and you kind of want to get back to that. Prairie Ridge has been kind of hot and cold, and they kind of caught heat in the fourth and the end of the third quarter there. And if you're Larkin, though, you just got to keep doing more of the same. Some of that quick strike offense has been working for them, and that's what they need. They're only down 13. It's not insurmountable. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely possible.
The goal would be to make it somewhere between 6 points by the halfway point of this fourth quarter.
Also, I think you might see Larkin try and lean on the three-point ball a little bit. They kind of did that towards the end of the third, and I think now that you're down by this much with, a finite amount of time to come back, you might see them rely on the three ball to kind of draw back into this one a bit closer.
Also, don't forget, fourth quarter action sponsored by Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express Online Buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. As a offensive foul, off-ball foul will be called on Larkin. That was Wilder getting the foul on him. Turnovers and off-ball fouls are things you really don't need if you're Larkin. When you're down 13 points, and Prairie Ridge has kind of been on fire the last 3 minutes of that third quarter.
It's a tough hole to dig yourself out of because you kind of have to play perfect basketball throughout most of the fourth quarter in order to come back in this one.
Looks like Jones he's kind of hobbling a little bit. There was an offensive foul. Turns ball right back over.
Was favoring that one knee. It looks like he's going to stay on the court, but something to monitor going forward. Or he will not.
Sub in Joshua Hibbett. Blakely hands over to Wilder. As a foul is called. James Muse's first foul of the game. Floater pass to Blakely. Guarded by Collins. For three. Bang!
You heard me before the quarter. I thought they might lean on that three ball, and that's exactly what they did there. Great play by Blakely.
Evans has it now, a 10-point lead as a travel is called as he slams the floor in frustration. Giving the ball right back to Larkin.
Gable's beside himself. I think he thought there might be a foul on Larkin there, but instead the travel came first.
So now have a 10-point game. See what the Royals do on this possession. That is Blakely getting the inbounds pass from Wilder. Sits atop the Golden Eagle. Passes it over to York. York to Wilder. Wilder drives in down low. Good pass, good dribble, and perfect execution of that play. Makes it an 8-point game.
And Reed kind of embarrassed John Fury there. Just kind of really reached into his bag of tricks and was able to find a way to get open.
That's over to Tomasowicz. So it's dribble, and it gets mugged and taken by Larkin. Are they going to call a timeout or a penalty? We'll discuss that play after we take a look at this replay.
Look at that three. He had Kate Collins in his face on that one. He's still just fearless player Blakely is. Took the shot, it paid off.
And really, that's something he's been pretty good at throughout the tournament. So looking through my notes from yesterday, He scored 25 points in their win against Elk Grove. 3 threes, 5 twos inside, and 6 of 7 from the line. But he did not play in the game yesterday. Yeah, another replay. Let's take a look.
That is Fury up from deep. And that was a play from earlier from Prairie Ridge.
All right, 8-point game as we pick up the action. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Blakely with the ball, passes over to Wilder. Dribbles in with his left, goes up, shot, rolls off the backside, gets his own rebound. Wow. And he'll take it back behind the arc, gives it over to York. As Blakely has it. By the IHSA logo. Dribbles in with his left. Guarded by Collins, goes through traffic, off the glass. That does not fall, but a foul is going to be called, so Blakely will go to the line.
I thought they may have gotten Blakely on a travel there for a second. It looked like he may have taken one too many steps.
Maybe, but it was close. It was close. I'll give you that. Blakely with 12 points on the game. Rattles around, misses that one. He had 2 free throws earlier in the game, in the first quarter. As he'll drain the second. Mentioned that 7 points in the second half for Blakely, as that is fist guarded by York. Hughes with the ball now, guarded by Blakely. Fun matchup today between those two players. Collins with it. Collins, baseline jumper. Air ball goes right in the hands of the Royals. And now it's a 7-point game with 5.5 to go. Pass in the corner, Wilder for 3. Deflected off the hands of Muse. Good pass there by Tomaszewicz to stop the turnover as Muse is driving in, turns around, fades, shot, rolls around, no good.
Big break there for Larkin. That could have been a huge play for Prairie Ridge.
As Blakely will take it up. He takes the 3. He's on fire!
I mentioned how fearless this guy is. Even with James Muse in his face, he does not stop.
Look at this. Fist with the pass. A penalty called, and they're going to count that. I thought maybe he fouled before the shot, but the refs saw otherwise. Right now, a 2-point game. That will miss. Go halfway through the fourth quarter. Blakely with it. Does he try again? Drives in himself. Good ball movement there, and that'll roll in.
This guy's just been unbelievable in the second half.
You know, this is what I wanted to see early on yesterday. I kept mentioning his name. I'm sure you got sick of it after some point. As we have a replay, let's take a look. Custom heating and cooling replay.
This is that big 3-point block and then sprung Prairie Ridge loose, and they didn't take advantage of it. They had some Larkin players slipping and may have been able to get a couple extra points on that, but in the end they just didn't keep the momentum going.
So 4 points separating these two squads. Winner playing Bartlett in the 5th place consolation championship, question mark? Consolation?
Kind of, it's a placing game, so it's 5th
tomorrow?
place. It's the 5th place game.
And what a fun game this one has been. We've been itching for a really close game, because if you look at the last, at least the time I've been here, I missed out on Tuesday. I missed out on the action, sadly. But we haven't really had a lot of close games. And this one has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this has been the closest one we've had. And, Andre Jacob Blakely from the Royals has just been having an insane game and really an insane second half. And, I mean, we talked about James Muse as kind of the do-it-all player for Prairie Ridge, but Blakely's really that same guy for Larkin. We've seen him drive in, take some shots from the paint. We've seen him shoot from behind the arc with defenders in his face. He really is a do-it-all player, and he's been doing it all for the Royals in the second half.
Yeah, he really has. he had that knee injury and he came back against Streamwood a couple weeks ago. Maybe that was itching at him yesterday, kept him out of the game, but we'll pick up action. Less than 5 minutes. Fisk goes in himself. Left-handed layup will fall. Back to a 6-point game.
Larkin's in a situation now where they can kind of play their offense. They have plenty of time and they've shrunk this lead. They have a chance to kind of play their offense, be a bit more patient than they would have to otherwise.
York with it, hands it off to Reed, back to Blakely. Man of the hour. Oh, I thought he was going to try to take that shot. He takes a far three, and that one goes!
A great sidestep there to really fake out Cade Collins and open up the lane for Blakely. Just an insane second half from this guy.
19 points in the game. What a game he's had. A difference maker for this Larkin team. As Fury with it, pass almost intercepted by Wilder. He went for it. Thomas Swift takes it himself. Floater rolls off the backboard, does not go in. And Blakely's got the ball trapped in the corner by Collins. He takes up his dribble, starts driving in now. He's behind the arc, guarded by Muse. What a matchup that has been. York with it. Little over 3.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter, a 3-point ball game. Blakely with it, driving it himself, goes up underhand shot, that does not fall in. As that goes out of bounds, it's gonna go off the hands of Reed, and we have a replay. Let's take a look.
That was Kevin Fisk just driving in. He found a hole in the Royals defense, which they haven't really had many of in the second half, and were able to take advantage.
Larkin takes out Blakely. As Thomas Swift has it. Muse driving in. Tried to draw the foul there, but nothing. As it's now a 5-point game. Muse with 17 on the game. Reed, back to Wilder, to Reed. Sets up at the Golden Eagle, 3 minutes now. Driving in with his right. That's to the baseline, goes back, cuts back, passes out for the three, no good. Pull-up jumper instead, hits off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Muse. Pass almost intercepted, and they'll call him out of bounds. Tough call there.
It was Adrian York who tried to keep it alive and just could not get the pass off in time.
And we have a custom heating and cooling replay. Let's, Logan, take a look. You can argue a charge.
James Muse, you can argue a charge, you can argue either or. I was surprised they didn't blow the whistle there, but they decided to let the kids play.
I was half expecting a blocking call even. This will take some time to dry up the floor. One of the more actions that kind of make me laugh when it comes to basketball a little bit. It's kind of like in a football game when the turf gets ripped up and they got to send the turf man out there to, like, you know, fix it.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
Just under 3 minutes, 5 points separating between these two schools. What a game it's been.
It really has been. You said we've been itching for a close one. That's exactly what we've got here in the final 3 minutes.
Taking some time. Stoppage and play. Looks like it's about to resume now.
More cleaning of the floors.
I don't know what's being discussed. They're cleaning part of the underneath the basket. Interesting. Anyways, back to the action. 2 minutes, 51 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. 5 points separating as Fisk takes up the inbounds play, guarded by Ivy. Pass, three. Bounces around, no good, recovered by Wilder. As they'll take it up for the Royals. As a timeout is called. A call by Darren Carter, the head coach of this Larkin team. Forget that this timeout is sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express Online Buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. As basketball classic, Mr. Brightside plays in the background. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. What is the game plan for either of these schools here, Logan?
No, I don't like to say a team is a one-man offense, but that's really what Larkin has been in this half, and I think you have to have Blakely back in. I just think that he's been the main driver of this offense, and I don't know if you're going to get anywhere without him in the game. They had a little bit of a chance there without him to make something happen. They just weren't doing it. So I think we're going to see Blakely back out there for the final 2.5 minutes. As for Prairie Ridge, just try to stay alive. Larkin's fighting back, and they've been holding on just enough, and I think you just want to keep doing that for the rest of this game. Try and get James Muse involved. You got Drake Tomasiewicz to maybe make some plays. Just get something to kind of extend this lead and get yourselves out of the danger zone.
All right, 2.5 minutes. Pull-up jumper, hits off the front of the rim, no good. Good rebound by Larkin as he had to throw it up or it would have been a travel. As that pass almost gets intercepted, Muse taking it up, runs into a sea of white, and that gets deflected, and they're going to call a foul on it. And it'll send Muse to the line. Free throws are going to become very important in these last 2 minutes.
James Muse with 17 points in this game. He's been kind of the player of the game for the Wolves.
Someone had a very, very loud sneeze. That might have distracted Muse a little bit.
It was very, very close to us.
As they'll hit the second. Missed this first. 6 points separate these two as we are getting into the home stretch. 2 minutes. As Blakely picks it up for Larkin. Blakely, fade. No good. As they're going to call, they're going to call a travel.
That's what I thought they were going to call. Fury had it in his hands and he didn't dribble when he did his little spin move, and
he jumped up.
Just one too many steps.
And then spun around.
All without dribbling.
Yeah, all without dribbling. That's a textbook for a travel as Ivy takes up the inbounds play. Ivy, shot. Air ball does not go. Ball's in the hands of Gablins. Pass down to Fist, deflected off of the hands of York.
Great play there by York. Fist had kind of a clean break there if York didn't get his hands on it. Just a great defensive play by Larkin to keep this game close and keep Prairie Ridge from getting any more points.
He was with it, pass almost intercepted or pickpocketed by Reed. Collins passed it over to Fury. Back to Collins. Minute and a half now remaining here in the fourth quarter. Fist with it.
Might start seeing some fouls from the Royals here shortly.
Pass down low to Fist. Puts off the glass and that'll fall. Now an 8-point game. Blakely jumper. No good. Good rebound by Wilder. He takes it back behind the arc. Tries to find a man. Passes it over to York. York driving in with his left. Gonna go in for a layup. Ball's off the back of the rim and they'll count it.
Looks like he's gonna get an and one play here as well.
That one rolls around, does not fall. We are in a minute. Pass over to Fist. Fist with the man open. Finds in Muse. Muse driving in. Good pass back to Fist. Rolls in there. Brings it right back to an 8-point lead. Larkin's going to have to score quick to figure out what to do as they're going to try to defend behind that arc.
Look for Blakely for three.
41 seconds. York drives into traffic. Back to Reed. Reed puts it up. That does not fall, and it goes right behind the game. They're going to have to start fouling. And there's the first. And that will bring Prairie Ridge into the bonus as 8 points separate these two squads.
And that might be your dagger right there.
30 seconds.
Larkin could have gotten some points off of that play. It may have been feasible. Now you're looking at a bunch of fouls. Might be a bit too much to overcome for the Royals.
He makes this one, it'll be a 10-point game. It'll pretty much, barring a miracle, put it out of reach. Second one does fall. You're going to need some quick baskets here. 30 seconds. Blakely's going to have to possibly throw up a couple prayers as he'll drive in, go in, rolls off the rim. That does not fall. Goes right back into the hands of Blakely. Blakely, pull-up jumper. That falls for 2. 14 seconds.
Probably going to see a foul fairly quickly here. Time's running out.
That might, yeah, that's going to do it.
They're just going to hold it.
Fury passes it over to Muse, and that will do it. What a game, what a night, and what a tournament. Prairie Ridge comes out on top, 57-49. And special thanks to all of our game sponsors: Bear Family McDonald's, Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, Rosen Hyundai, Tom the Plumber, and Daryl Barnes Photography. We're going to have a highlight reel, and after that, yes, me. I'm going to go do an interview. I've been badgered at it all day. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to interview James Muse of Prairie Ridge High School. Take a look.
Nice to meet you. Hey, great game.
Cheese over there, so we did a good job on him. I just think we can carry games like that into the rest of the season.
And looking in the Bartlett, they had a couple good shooters. How are you going to look to stop them in tomorrow's game?
Kind of same game plan. I mean, they got some players that we got to worry about, but I think if we just hone in on our stuff that we do at practice defensively, we'll be able to shut them down, I think.
All right, nice meeting you. Great game today. And a special thanks to all the hardworking men and women who put this broadcast together. My good friend Logan Franz, you want to come up here and do our send-off into tomorrow. Logan, up to the left of me. Always a fun time here at Jacobs High School, and we'll look to you tomorrow as we'll have the experts taking on the championship brackets. Logan and I looking at the 5th place and 7th place game tomorrow. So for Logan Franz, I'm Patrick Carey. It's always a pleasure, and we'll see you tomorrow.
From the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofalgonquin.com. For all your heating or cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, Featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service, find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. Tom the Plumber, service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.
Hello, hello.